Welcome back, Georgina. We're talking about the holidays and merriment and de-stressing, and that brings me to our next guest, one of my favorite guests, Ed Ward, who's going to talk to us all about real estate. And I always found real estate to be really stressful.
I was going to say, there's not much de-stressing during the real estate process.
So I thought,
where are you going with this?
Well, I thought, what can you tell us about making the whole real estate process less stressful?
You know what? I mean, I've been doing this since 1998, and the reality is that it really comes down to the individuals that you're dealing with and how they handle certain situations. Some people go through it, and it's a great education process. I like to inform people when we deal with them. Bring them through the process, educate them so that they have a better understanding of what's happening, as opposed to just jumping through hoops, and at the end they go, oh, I bought a house, right? So we try to go about it a little bit differently like that. So there's always going to be a certain amount of stress that's involved there. I mean, for the average person, it is, and we've all heard this before, the largest purchase they're likely to make in their lifetime. So there's going to be a certain amount of stress that comes along with that, right? Just by nature. What we try to do is we give them foresight. This is where we are. This is what's going to happen. This is likely, and if this happens, this happens. So then that way, as things are moving forward and progressing, they go, oh, we were told this was going to happen. Oh, that's right. So there's less of that anxiety of what's happening, that's what's going to go on. So that is part of de-stressing, is giving them the next steps ahead of time so they can already kind of deal with it and realize that's what's going to go on.
Yeah, and stuff coming.
Yeah, and it does help because I know, well, I've bought and sold 2 homes, and it really wasn't a horrible experience, but in terms of stress level. But I remember the dealing with the bank for the first mortgage, and telling me all of this, and I just thought, stop talking to me, just tell me when it goes through. So it's like, that's important to understand, as you're saying, from start to finish, so that you don't go, oh, wow, I just bought a house. How the heck did that happen? Which is pretty much what happened with our first one for me.
Well, I mean, things are changing. There's a lot more, like over the last year, last year and a half especially, there's been a lot that has gone on in real estate, a lot of changes, a lot of things that is brand new to everybody. It doesn't matter if you bought a house, things have changed already. Governments are always changing policies, and we have new rules for mortgages. We have the stress test that we have to deal with. We have interest rates that have gone up. We have qualifying for those mortgages have had numerous changes over the last couple of years. In the last couple of years, they've eliminated about 40% of the buyers from the market. So there's a lot that goes on for people.
And how did they do that? Well, I'm sure that's probably a whole other
that's like that. But
I mean, at one time it was if you make money and you don't have a huge debt load, you got a house. Which is maybe not necessarily...
Look, they had changed the rules so far one way that it was getting a little bit silly, and they were seeing that there was a lot more people that were having trouble with making payments. They were having, so it was almost the old adage of, put a mirror under their nose. If it fogs up, they get a mortgage type of thing. And it shouldn't be that easy, right?
Oh my gosh.
It really shouldn't be that easy. And it got to the point it was too easy. So they had to retract some of what they were allowing, pull back a little bit. What they've put in place makes a lot of sense to protect people, right? So that they're not going to lose their house. And especially now with the times where we know that globally with what's going on in the markets, our interest rates are going to be going up. That's going to affect a lot of people's ability to make their payment on stuff. So what they've done is good, but I think they just went so far that it affected people in so many ways that it eliminated a lot of people. They were trying to control the market because of 2017. 2017, it went haywire. There were so many things that came together that it was like the perfect storm, right? So many things that came together that affected the market in a way that nobody anticipated it would. So their knee-jerk reaction was to make these changes, but the changes were already happening naturally, and then what they did was compounded the effect of the market adjusting and really took it too far the other way.
And the pendulum swung way
and it always does, though. It always goes crazy and then slowly comes back.
Into the
and that's kind of where we are right now. I mean, so our market, there again, I don't get like getting into stats too much, but some people like to hear that. And I tried to eliminate 2017 because 2017 was an anomaly, right? Like it really blew the numbers out of there. But so for 2016 year end, we had an average sale price of $520,000 280. We're here now in Georgina at the end of 2018, we're at 561,482. So that's a natural progression, we're back into a normal market, right? So I mean, we're good that way, right?
So then let's shift for a moment here now. So we've got the house. We want to make an investment in that house to increase the value.
Sure.
Potentially renovations.
Exactly.
So I'm going to have that over to you because you had a couple of good questions about that.
So people talk about that. What kind of, if you're going to be investing more dollars into your largest, investment, what are the kind of places you really want to hit to see that money return to you?
Okay, so I guess the best answer to that is this. Most people today are looking for that move-in ready, done, nothing to do house.
Right.
So as opposed to one specific room, you really need to look at everything as a whole. Now, if you're talking individual rooms for attraction, then you're looking at, let's say you have two identical homes. Everything's exactly the same. Kitchens.
Okay.
Kitchens are going to be that sale point, and you will get a little bit more for it. So there are guides that are out there that will basically tell you, if you spend for every dollar you spend, you're going to get 30 cents back on the dollar, 50 cents back on the dollar. Right. So most of what you do inside a house, you're actually putting money in to help sell it, and you're going to get less back than what you put into it. But if you do everything as a whole, then it brings it together is where you get your most value for it. Okay.
Move-in ready doesn't surprise me because people are so busy now.
And they don't want to do that.
The idea of going, oh my God, we're going to be in renos for the next 5 years, it's daunting.
Yes.
Speaking as somebody in renos for the last 5 years.
So I mean, we definitely have that aspect of it. There's individuals, right? Everyone has a different, I would call it a value system, and they like things for different reasons. So there's a lot of different things that go on inside a house that, for me, she's going to hit the microphone again, right? For me, I'm outside. I like the outside. That is more attractive to me, right? So outside is where we spend family time. So I'm just going to segue into our family skate that we have coming up.
So I was going to say, we're 1 minute in, and you were going to share with us.
We have a family skate that we have coming up. Everybody is invited.
Wonderful.
Okay, you can see the times and everything that we have there. There are going to be snacks, hot chocolate, home baked goods as well. And we also are doing a basket of cheer that we have, a draw that's coming up. So anyone can go on Facebook, like our page, share that, and get an opportunity to win our basket of cheer as well.
We'll talk about it at the end of the show. We are done. We're coming up next with Christmas trees. All right, stay tuned. Coming right back.